Greetings, everyone. Today I'm going to tell you about a preacher, his wife, and an old friend of the preacher's who comes to spend the summer with them in the countryside of Finland. He makes the house more fun. Ellie and Mikko are married and live in a remote group of islands in Finland. For a long time, the preacher and his wife couldn't find a place to live. They finally chose to stay in the woods, where there isn't much in the way of internet or connections. Ellie takes pleasure in nature and makes herself happy while her husband is at work. This family doesn't seem to have any interesting events happen in their lives. Couples only talk to each other at lunch, dinner, and bedtime. They like different things and see life in different ways. After a while, Mikko tells them that his friend wants to come visit because of the virus that is going around the world. He currently lives in Paris, but rules and limits make it hard for him to be creative, so Olavi wants to spend a few months with them. Ellie cleans up and makes the house feel cozy because she knows that a guest is coming soon. Soon, Olavi will arrive on the group of islands. The lovely Lena lives on this island where I met her. Ellie almost tears up when she gets home from meeting the guest. She can't handle the stress of this situation. It turned out that Olavi and Ellie used to date and love each other. They were a great couple, but the man broke up with her. Ellie then met Mikko and married him. Soon, the two are able to be alone together and talk about the past. As they work through their feelings, it looks like the end of the story. But Ellie can't sleep at night because she can hear Olavi's footsteps in the room above theirs. For the next few days, they hang out with their friend, but Ellie's problems with Olavi get worse. Mikko is leaving for work soon and says he'll be back in a few hours. Ellie gives her friend some free time and shows him around the island. Olavi makes them a terrible dinner while she talks about her relationship with her husband. He then makes them laugh with jokes because he is close and secretly envies her husband. Later next day, Mikko goes to church while Ellie hangs out at the beach. When she gets home, she asks Olavi to go to church with her so she can see her husband's work there. She looks at Mikko's friend more and more instead of him, considering her ex-boyfriend. After the service, the husband tells them he has to leave the island. Ellie tells her on the way home that Lena is actively looking for a better match for marriage. Olavi is perfect for her because he is good-looking, smart, and happy, so she will never get bored with him. When Olavi gets home, he carefully checks out Ellie, which makes her feel uncomfortable. They spend the whole evening together, just resting by the water and having a drink. Later that night, Ellie goes to her room and hears Olavi's steps. Olavi and Ellie go fishing in the morning, and while they're there, the woman says she wants to leave the island and live a happy life, but her husband is stopping her. Olavi can relate to how honest she is because they both know what they want out of life, and Lena and other people from the islands came to their home and they stopped what they were doing and have a party. There's no way for Ellie to spend time alone with Olavi. Like a good wife, she has people over and throws a small party. Sometime, she is asked to light the bathhouse, but Olavi and Lena are the only ones who come to see it. After learning that her husband's friend picked Lena over her, Ellie is very envious of her. Before going back to the guests, Ellie cries and feels cheated in her bedroom. The party went on all night as Olavi and the other guests set sail on the yacht to have fun. Olavi gets home at dawn and finds Ellie mad. The woman had a sleep and is now cutting wood to calm down and take her mind off of things. She is drawn to how beautiful she is and takes the man's hand on the way home. When they get back home, they find out that Mikko got here earlier than planned from the shore. He talks about how great it is to live on the island because it helped him understand many things he didn't know before. Ellie doesn't pay any attention to what her husband says because she has her own ideas. Olavi told his friend in the morning that he can't go to church with him because he has too much work and not enough time to finish it. Ellie takes this as a sign and also refuses to go with Mikko, leaving him to go on his own. Later, she asks him to go for a walk, but Olavi says he is too busy with the science project to go. Ellie is upset, so she goes to the beach to do yoga and calm down. When she gets home, she sees that Olavi is gone. She goes into the bush because she is scared and finds a man who has chosen to go for a short walk in the fresh air. Olivia moves away when Ellie hits on him again. He knows they have different ideas about life and that her husband is getting in the way. Even though Olivia is falling in love and remembers old feelings, he doesn't want anything personal because he knows it won't help. When he tells Ellie that he loves her, she starts to question her decision and starts to think about getting a divorce. Ellie suggests a boat trip the next morning, and the two of them leave for a faraway island. The woman picks a pretty spot on a rock for a small lunch after a short walk. Doesn't want to cheat on her husband, so she ends the date early and offers to go home. On his way back from church, Mikko tells them that today is the anniversary of the day he met his wife and suggests that they have a party to celebrate. Ellie is having a hard time with how she feels about Olavi, so she locks herself in her bedroom and screams in pain and doubt. While this is going on, Mikko tells his friend that his wife doesn't want any kids. This makes Mikko very angry because he wants a real family and doesn't get what his wife is missing. Olavi tells Ellie he doesn't like her as soon as Mikko goes to start the grill. Evenings, Mikko keeps paying attention to his wife, which makes her mad at some point. When Ellie can't take it any longer, she gets into a fight with her husband and tells him he can't talk to her. Her mind is racing, so she leaves home to be alone with them. She goes swimming and rests on the beach, and then she goes back home. Later that same night, Ellie asks her husband to forgive her for what she did, not that she's worried about what her husband hears. Upon awakening, the event is taken seriously, and he is left in his own bedroom by himself. Soon, Ellie goes to see him and says she's sorry for what she did. Because faith and truthfulness are important to Mikko, he is not mad at his wife for being honest. Olavi later says he wants to leave, but Mikko asks him to stay a few more days. During lunch, the men talk about funny things that have happened to them over the many years they have been friends. Mikko gets a gun and says, "Don't live in memories, live in the present." He wants to change things in his life and kill his best friend because he still doesn't forgive his wife and best friend for betraying him. Mikko wanted to end everything, but he couldn't work up the courage. He started to cry. Olavi chooses to leave the island, and his friends help him get to the ship that is leaving. Before going, the man asks Ellie to go with him, but she says she wants to stay with her husband. Olavi goes swimming away, and Ellie and Mikko go home that night. Ellie tells the man that she is afraid to be honest with him. Things will get back to normal for the pair soon. Ellie likes being outside and climbing her favorite apple tree, and Mikko works as a preacher in the bedroom when they get home and learns to trust each other again. After a while, Ellie is sitting by the window and playing an instrument. She knows that her husband is the only person she loves. For the first time, Ellie asks Mikko to go fishing with her while she looks at her boyfriend. Ellie finally knows that this person is the only one she wants to spend the rest of her life with.